The most important software to assess the soil moisture potentiality and to identify the total amount of the irrigation water requirement are these two. One is the CLIMWAT 2.0 and CROPWAT 8.0. So these are the two very important software for the assessment of the soil moisture potentiality and the amount of the irrigation water requirement by the different crops under different geoclimatic condition. And this is the opening part or the opening window of that particular software CLIMWA2 2.0. That particular software, it means this two software has been invented by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. So FAO has invented these two particular software, which are very much essential to assess the amount of the water that will be required by the different crops under the different geoclimatic condition. And the most important facility of these two software are that these two software are widely available, and these two softwares are open access. So you can download these two software with the help of the internet. There will not be needing of any kind of the password. So you can very easily download these two software into your system. Okay, first of all, I am making a demonstration for the first one, that is the CLIMWAT 2.0, the name of the software, and that is the opening window. So from the list of the countries, first of all, we have to select your desired country. For my case, I am selecting India. So once you find out India, you have to make a double click onto it. So if you made a double click on India, the number of the available station for India will be visible right now. And the most important thing is that not only the stations within our country, India, will be visible, but also the stations in our surrounding countries like Pakistan, some parts of Afghanistan, uh, a part of Bangladesh, a part of Sri Lanka, and of course, a part of China as well, a part of the Myanmar. Some of the stations are visible in that map. So, with the help of that function, first of all, I am going to export all the stations which are visible over India and the surrounding countries. Okay, so these stations for our country, India, are visible right now. So, India has been covered by a number of stations which will be actually covered by the software CLIMWAT 2.0. That software has been invented by FAO, I have stated earlier. So these are the available stations for our country. And these are the list of the stations. These are the list of the stations not only for our country, but for our surrounding countries as well. Now, out of all these stations, so how many stations are there? The number of the stations, the total stations are 321. It means 321 stations are visible for India and our surrounding countries. So out of all these stations, first of all, you have to select what is your desired area to carry out the study with the help of this software. First of all, we have to judge what is our desired study area. Say for example, I want to study on a particular area. Say for example, this is my station, this is my observed study area. So if you click onto that station, if you click onto that station, so from the available list, that station will be highlighted. So the name of the station is Printer Road. Similarly, if you deselect that one, if you select the other station, so the name of the station is Sambalpur. Again, if you deselect that one, if you select this one, the name of the station is Daltonganj. So, with the help of that mechanism, first of all, we have to select our desired station. But the most important thing is that for your particular study area, not all the stations may be visible. You have to use the nearest station for your study area. Suppose your study area is a particular province of our country, but that particular province has not been covered by any stations. So we have to just take care of that we have to use a nearest station observation of that particular province. Okay. Acha. So after getting all these stations, we have to choose our desired station. Say for example, we have selected the Daltonganj. Okay. After that, in the upper menu bar, there is an option export selected stations. So we are clicking onto that one. If you click onto that one, so the system is directing you that in which folder you want to save that exported observation for the station Daltonganj. And the by default folder it is showing, it is the C drive. So first of all, from the drop down menu, I am selecting E drive. From the drop down menu, for your study purpose you can select any drive, maybe C, maybe D, maybe E drive. You can select as per your choice. So which data are being exported? The data is dot pen data and dot CLI data. Dot pen means it is the dot Penman's Montet equation. Penman's Montet equation means Penman and Montet observation are very crucial if you want to work with the water budget. It means if you have the data of the incoming water, it means in the form of the precipitation, maybe in the form of the rainfall, and if you have the outgoing observation, so what will be the outgoing observation? The outgoing observation will be in the form of the maybe evaporation or maybe potential evapotranspiration. So incoming water minus outgoing water, so that will become my Penman Montet equation. So after selecting the E drive, we will select that export.pen and .cli files. If you click onto that, so the Daltonganj station observation has been exported to E drive. So that is the message. Now click on OK. Now the work related to that software CLIMWAT 2.0 is over. Now I will be directing to another software, and that is the second software, CROPWAT 8.0. So after selecting or after opening that software, this software is also freely available. So you can download that software with the help of the internet. And to download that particular software, no password will be required. So that is the most important facility of that particular software, of these two particular software more specifically. If I just go to the software, so this is the opening window of this software. And these are the available informations which are visible in the table of content. So if I go, first of all is the climate and evapotranspiration information. Second is the rainfall information. Third is the crop, soil, CWR. The full form is the crop water requirement. So if I write CWR, so the full form will be crop water requirement. Crop water requirement. So that will become my CWR. Next one is the schedule, cropping pattern is the next one, and then scheme. So all these informations are visible in the table of content. First of all, I am clicking onto the first option, that is the ET0. Now, if you click onto the first option, so that is the table. And the most surprisingly, that table is completely vacant. Now, in that particular table, we have to import the data of Daltonganj, which we have just now exported with the help of this software CLIMWAT 2.0. Okay, so after opening that table, though that table is completely vacant, I am going to that option open. So if you click on to open, from the drop down menu, because I have saved that information in the E drive, so from the drop down menu, I am going to E drive, and then from the E drive, I'm just scrolling down, and my station is Daltonganj. So that is my station Daltonganj. So I have selected that station. After that, click on to open. So once I click on to open browser, then this table has been populated by the available information for the study area Daltonganj. And that information is the secondary observation. It means I have not collected that information. That information has been observed totally by FAO system. Okay, so we have populated the table with the help of the data. Which data? Minimum temperature data is there, maximum temperature, humidity, wind, sunshine data. It means the hourly duration of the sunshine, the radiation information is there, and evapotranspiration information is there. Whenever I write ET0, it will become potential evapotranspiration. So all these informations are visible month-wise for the station Daltonganj. And automatically we are getting the altitude of the area, latitude, and longitude. Okay, however, secondly, I'm coming to the second option, rain. So if you click on to rain, again the table is empty. So I am clicking on the open browser. Again, we have to be directed towards E drive where the Daltonganj station information is there. If I scroll down, so this is the Daltonganj station. And here, after clicking on to open tab, this is the data which is available for the station Daltonganj. So which data? It is the data of rainfall and it is the data of effective rainfall. Now, what is the difference between rainfall and effective rainfall, or simple rain or effective rain? EFF means the term effective. The term rainfall means the total amount of the water that is obtained by the station Daltonganj for the month of January, and the amount is 16 millimeter. And what is the meaning of effective rainfall? The amount of the effective rainfall is 15.6 millimeter. It means in the month of January, though the total amount of the rainfall is 16 millimeter, but the total amount of the water has not, or the total amount of the rainfall has not been utilized or will not be utilized by the crops for their survival. It means out of 16 millimeter of water, that doesn't mean that the total amount of the water will be utilized by the crops for their growth and survival. Out of 60 millimeter of the total rainfall, 15.6 millimeter, almost 90% of the total water is being utilized. More than 90% of the total rainfall water is being utilized by the plants or the crops for their growth and survival. For the month of February, the total amount of the rainfall is 24 millimeter, out of which 23.1 millimeter of rainfall is being utilized by the crops for their survival. So that is the meaning of the rain and effective rainfall. So the meaning of the rain is that total amount of the rainfall that is being obtained by the station Daltonganj. Effective rainfall means out of this total amount of the rainfall, how much amount of the water is being utilized by the crops for their growth and survival. Okay, now I am going to the option crops. If I go to the window crop, so this is the window for the crop. Here also this window is completely vacant. I have to click open browser. But here our choices are very limited. Here we cannot go for what are the crops, those are grown in our study area, Daltonganj. Here FAO or FAO has given some of the name of the crops which are common across the globe. It means these are the crops. Say for example, cotton, groundnut, etc. etc. So if you are not satisfied with these crops, you may double click onto FAO, and these are the available crops which are suggested by FAO. Now, what are the available crops? Those are available over here. It doesn't mean all the crops are grown in Daltonganj or all the crops are cultivated in Daltonganj. Maybe alfalfa is not grown in Daltonganj. So we have to make a thorough research that what are the crops are grown exclusively in Daltonganj. So out of the list of these crops, we have to select the crops which are cultivated in Daltonganj. For our today's lecture, say for example, I am selecting maize. So if you select maize, then click on open. Once you once you have selected maize, so the window has been populated with the information which is available to maize. Remember, this information is basically the generalized information which is being given by FAO. that is not the exact information which is available for the station Daltonganj. Remember this one.